For those that are new here or just catching this, me and John are crypto miners. We used to be hobbyists, and now we've started a complete mine. We've went from one or two machines into full-blown, full-scale, pushing this on to the next level, and we're here to document our journey. This episode is brought to you by Mind the ASIC. Mind the ASIC is a great place for you to price out software, find trusted vendors like ourselves at Coastal Crypto, find out proof of work rankings, use a calculator, figuring out home mining, and etc. So just go out, check out mindtheasic.com, and hopefully here soon you'll be able to find us under YouTube partners. So we wanted to explain how they work, if that makes sense. Like basically,
and boast,
and boast. I guess, I guess. So we whenever we can, throw our hats in there. So, yes. So basically, we just want to explain how other mines might have, or their perspective of what a cost is per kilowatt hour versus like what we do.
We're trying to do it a little differently and try to make it a little bit increase the simplicity when it comes to hosting. Is what we're trying to instill when it comes to this kind of service.
Yeah. So basically, we put it out there. It's on our Twitter. It's 9 cents a kilowatt hour. That's an all-in price. Now, as we grow and get a little bigger and we're moving into next stages of our evolution as a mine, those prices might change. Our goal is, and we're constantly arguing with the power company on to try to get it lower. It doesn't work all the time because we're just not that big yet. But we have some things in play to where, we are trying to get a better rate than that. But our all-in pricing doesn't include BS fees. So just to give you an example, if you're new to hosting, or if you're considering us as a hosting provider, what we do typically is we allow you to bring your current machines or machines you bought from somebody else into our mine. So you don't have to buy from us. Now, there is a caveat to that. Without buying from us and you're just bringing in machines, you're now at this point going to be increasing our power consumption, which at the power company, they demand some additional deposit in some cases, especially if we start breaking tiers within the power consumption itself. So we do ask, if you're bringing your own machines, 2 months worth of deposit of your assumed power consumption. So just to give an example, an S19, 3,200 watts roughly, that's like $200. So essentially we ask for $400 up front. And then once your machine gets to us within a couple business days, we pop it in. If you already put the pool information in there, it's just chugging away. If we need to put the pool information in there, which happens the majority of the time, then at that point, we put the pool information in for your worker, your pool, and then it's just mining to you, and we send you an invoice for 9 cents a kilowatt hour at the end of the month. Now, you do pay in advance, hence the deposit, but you're always paying for the month forward, just like rent, if you were renting a place or your mortgage, and you just keep going from there. Now, there are other companies out there. I'm not going to name names or put anybody under the bus. Anybody that rhymes with Memphis or anything like that. They charge, a spot fee. They charge what other BS? There's a lot of different charges that consume. They may say, yes, we can do 6 cents a kilowatt hour, but then all of a sudden there's like
network fees, spot fees.
Yeah. Exactly. So there's all these different fees that are involved.
They have different, depending on which facility that you're at, you can get like we've even seen tiered spot positions where if you want to be closer to the ground force so that the maintenance staff has easier access to your machines, that's a higher tier or higher paid versus having something that's on, the 10-foot shelf or whatever that is. So depending on where you are on the shelf or the wall, you might get a different fee, which is kind of crazy if you ask me.
Yeah. And in addition, we only charge for what you use. Now, that does get a little complicated because we charge up, a month up front. But essentially, we'd be adding credits within our hosting again for what's used, because us growing at scale, we've had some learning lessons starting a mine and going to scale, and our uptime may not be like the greatest at times, if that makes sense. We strive for 97% uptime, and basically uptime is meaning that the mine itself is operating at its capacity. But there have been times where like we've accidentally opened the floodgates. We realized that we took too much power on. We've blown transformers at the pole. A lot of things. If you go back into our live streams or other content in the channel, you'll see just basically the struggles that we've hit, especially moving. So we're learning from that, and we're going to be talking about the growth of us and in the next evolution of what that kind of looks like for us as a mine, to show people what we're doing to prevent what we did in the past, if that makes sense. But still, we're 97% uptime, majority of the mine. We respond to people quickly. It's not, you don't put a ticket in like most of the hosts that are with us. Like they get direct access to us so we can talk and things like that. And personally, I think we have very good communication skills. Some would disagree with that from time to time, but again, we're running a mine and we're running different things going on. So, I don't even know where I was going with that, but either way, it's not something you
for
like
a
bigger
small
guys.
crew.
Yeah.
A small crew that it's just Mark and I. We've asked for help from when we desperately need it, but mainly it's Mark and I running the facility. And I am minutes away from the facility. If I'm not there already, it doesn't take me long, and I'm on call 24/7. Unless I got to get up with the kids first thing in the morning, get them on the school bus. I mean, I'm in my car at 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock in the morning to make sure our machine is turned on. I mean, that's our response time. And that's for everybody. There's no, preferential treatment. Everybody gets the same treatment. That's the way we're trying to build this business and building this host service. Is you deal with us. We try to be as communicative as possible. We let you guys have access to the monitoring systems that we use if that's what you want. And, it's all about, the back and forth, the give and take.